Today, it's a pleasure to be here because I am replacing Shelley Terrell. Thank you so much for giving me this privilege. My name is Jennifer Verschoor. I am from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I am a teacher trainer, and I am an ICT coordinator at a bilingual school in Buenos Aires. I have the privilege of teaching English and technology at the same time, and I have the possibility of killing one bird with two stones because they learn both things at the same time. So today's webinar is about how to jazz up your ELT classes with technology. I want to walk you through how I am integrating technology in my teaching scenario. Now let's start off by this quote by Albert Einstein that he says, "I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." Now, I'm sharing this quote with you because I truly believe that in the moment that we are integrating technology, we as teachers can become really creative. Okay, technology is one of the many tools that we bring into the classroom. Technology is here to stay. And the biggest purpose nowadays is teachers need to provide some digitally rich learning opportunities for their students. In my case, it has to be in a blended approach. Now, where do you start? This is the question that most people keep asking themselves because there are too many things online. There's an overload of information. And my piece of advice is, in general, even when you take these type of webinars, you find so many nice tools and you want to try all the tools and you go through something that is called the wow effect. And what happens with the wow effect? Okay, it means that you shouldn't be seduced by the novelty. The first thing you have to do really is always focus on the content. The content is the king when we're talking about technology, mainly in the integration of technology. And then comes the technology. So the more you know about Web 2.0 tools, the easiest is going to be to choose the correct technology for your learning purposes. Okay, so teaching must be driven by the pedagogy and it has to be supported by the technology. Okay, how do I start with my students? I use adouts.org. This is a very nice website that what it does, it removes the ads. There are some, I teach language, and there are really some websites that they have a lot of ads. So the biggest advantage here is that you're secure when they are navigating these different websites. And then I really focus on this other concept that is netiquette. Okay, how to be secure. This is the first thing. In general, I always spend like 1 week or 2 weeks teaching my students how to behave online. But I do this through games. And this is a very nice game that I found that is from AT&T, that it's called Safety Land. Now, my students really, when they play these type of games, they forget that they are really practicing the language and learning about netiquette rules. What they want to do is they want to finish the game, the sooner the better, and they get points with it. So if you want more information about different types of netiquette games, you will find more in my blog for young learners and also for teenagers. This is one of the best websites that I know if you are terrified in integrating technology. Why? PPPST.com offers you free PowerPoint presentations. And all these free PowerPoint presentations have been created for and by teachers. Now, obviously, you need to filter this information and adapt this information to whatever subject you are teaching. Now, we all know that it takes a lot of time to prepare a presentation. Therefore, here you have whatever topic you want. You've got language, you've got math, history, geography. You have, up to now, I think you have 1,500 presentations. Therefore, feel free to download them and adapt them to your learners' needs. And this is a very nice dictionary that I found and I would like to share with you. Why? Because in general, when we use the traditional dictionaries and we look for information online, what I found is that the dictionary only provides one single word. Now, ninja.com, what it allows you to do is it works like a ninja. That's why it's called ninja. And it allows you to look for more than one word at the same time. So here you can see it's kept, proud, hoard. You can search for all these different words and then you can print them automatically. Yes. What I also like about Ninja is that you have uh, the sound, okay, of the pronunciation of each of the different words. Now, why use an online dictionary? This is a very nice question because we keep using online dictionaries, and I don't know if any of you here in the chat room have you ever heard about lingro.com? Can you tell me something in the chat if you have, or if you have ever used Lingro with your students? No. Okay. Lingro really, this is one of my best. Uh, it's not a dictionary, to be honest. It's a translator. Now, what does it mean? Is that whatever website that you are navigating, it will automatically, okay? Yes, Bob, I also use generally dictionary.com, but this one is just amazing because what it does is you can choose, there are 11 different languages that it will translate the words. In general, I don't use it as a translation tool. I put in British English into British English. This is what I do. And what it does is it translates the whole website. So when you are navigating, what this tool does, it translates. Oh, sorry. Sorry again. I keep getting kicked off of the room. Can you listen to me again? Yes. So sorry about that. I don't know why this is happening. Okay. So let me then continue. Yes, maybe I think that the software doesn't like the idea that I'm using Shelly's password and username. Okay, let me then just continue with what I have prepared. So this is a storytelling. Then my students can write a play or they can write a commercial script. Okay, they can deal with a situation. For example, um, bullying, and it helps students to develop planning skills as well as their creativity and innovation skills. Now, I want to show you how I've been using Storyboard with my students. When I tell you my students, I'm talking about first grade until senior school. And Storyboard has really surprised me. How many of you know Storyboard? Have you ever used Storyboard before? No. Okay, good. Well, Storyboard is very nice because you can create your different art stories. As you can see, the images are really very nice when you're using this software. Okay, but you heard about it. Okay, you choose your story art, and there is really an enormous. You have a lot of options and different stories that you can use. How do I use this tool with my students? I allow them to freely choose whatever image inspires them to write. I have had students from third grade writing 6 pages. Really, this has never happened in the traditional classroom. So obviously, this is a tool that really motivates them. Now, what I have done, I have created my own accounts. Yes, and I created one account and I've used my own account with the whole school. I had 30 students connected at the same time using my own account. And luckily, I didn't have absolutely no problem, not even saving it. So you don't even need really to open. How old are my students? Well, I've used this as from first grade until secondary school. When I say first grade, obviously we are 2 teachers working together with them, but it's really very good because I don't have to worry about emails, about passwords. Everything is saved directly in my own accounts. Now, what I learned while I had all the students, I did this activity 2 weeks ago with my students, and that the key functions that you must remember as a teacher are only 2, really. The first one is that you have to learn how to add a page. And then the second one is that you have to click on the menu to save your work and to publish it. So when you integrate these Web 2.0 tools, you don't need to know absolutely all the functions that it has. Really, Camila, they have been eliminating. No, luckily I didn't have that problem with my students that they kept eliminating um, the work of others. What I do with the work of my students, I upload them to the school wiki, and the work is evaluated according to what is on the school wiki. Therefore, if the work is being eliminated, obviously, they won't be assessed. Now, what's our role here? I can show you, this is my computer lab. Here are my students working, creating their storyboards. And as you can see, my role as a teacher really changes a lot when I take them into the computer lab. I am the facilitator. Yes, I am the coach. I have to go for every group. In general, I have between 2 or 3 students working with one computer. As you can see, it's not a very modern computer lab, but it's really quite good for an Argentinian school. And what I really like the idea that they learn how to collaborate. This is something very important when we introduce these type of tools in the classroom. As you can see, I also took a picture of my students where even with a plaster, he is able to write his storyboard. And obviously, this is really highly motivating for them. Now, other tools that you can use for digital storytelling are, for example, CareProof, that I've been using this with my students. CareProof is a Disney website. It's really very nice. It has lovely images. But I had only one problem with CareProof. I used it this year, and with CareProof, I have the first case of cyberbullying. Now, this is something that we really have to bear in mind because when you use the software only recognizes when the students write in English. In this case, the students wrote in Spanish and the software didn't recognize what they were writing. CareProof has a very strict policy that if a student writes a word that they shouldn't, really, it's automatically being eliminated. But once again, as I told you before, because they wrote in Spanish, the software didn't recognize this. But you should really try it out if you have young learners. Another very nice Web 2.0 tool is Animum for digital storytelling. And why is this one very good? Because it's a different tool. It's not the same as all the rest. Because with this tool, really what you do is you choose what you want your students to create, because it provides different options. They can create a comic, they can create movies. Okay, so you tell them, and you are the one as a teacher, you have to tell them which are the different tasks that they have to fulfill. And today, I use with my students stagedproject.com. This is a very nice and simple digital storytelling tool that takes place on a page, and your students have to create bubbles and represent a story on the stage. Today we read something on Shakespeare, so it was really nice, and they were able to reproduce something using this tool. Now, I would like to tell you a little bit about how I'm integrating M-learning in my classroom. First of all, do you understand what's the definition of M-learning? What does it mean to use M-learning? Is it only through a mobile phone? If you can use the chat to, are you still listening to me? You never heard about it. Okay. Well, M-learning means really everybody relates it with only with mobile learning. But really, when we're talking about M-learning, we are talking about learning on the move. And this is very important. This is really, that's why I'm telling this, because this is really a mistake that I also had. Okay, it's everything that you can use that can be handheld and that is portable. Okay, so for example, even games are can be classified as M-learning. The examples I'm going to give you today are based on something that I've been doing with my students. In Argentina, to use mobile phones in the classroom is really banned. But I found this very nice uh, free tool that is called Message, that the students can send quite short messages between each other, okay, that is very similar as if they were sending messages using an iPhone. So if it's banned, you can use this tool with them, and I've been using it with them, and they really enjoy writing in a different format that is not on a sheet of paper on using the computer. Now, as regards I'm learning a lot from my daughters, for example. My eldest daughter, she is really not very keen into the idea of learning math, so I downloaded some applications, for example, arithmetic, that she really loves learning math, and this has really helped her to improve her math skills. Another one is Talking Friends, that with Talking Friends, my youngest daughter really, she keeps asking questions to all these different characters. And then you also have the option of using obviously ebooks and free ebooks. In this case, obviously using your phone. Now, there is a free app that you can download that is called StoryKid. And StoryKid is very easy to use. And I thought about using StoryKid with my students and how was I going to use it, okay? What you create here is like it's a digital book. So you click here where it says new book and you create your book. And I want to tell you how I relate different Web 2.0 tools. Yes, StoryKid, exactly. Here, this is what I've done. I've taken these two images using my, I've got an iPhone. As I told you before, in Argentina, students cannot use mobile learning, but I took just these pictures with my iPhone. I uploaded them to StoryKid, and my students had to write. I just gave you two very short examples. What they did here, they started to write a story about what they felt by creating a storyboard in the classroom. And StoryKid, what it does, it automatically converts the written version into an audio file. So this was really interesting because the same day that we did this activity of using Storyboard in the classroom, they also learned how to use StoryKid at the same time. Because with Storyboard, it's just a written activity. Now here, by adding this application called StoryKid, they were able to write and also to listen to what they have written. Now, Why adding digital stories? Okay, because they're interesting and motivating for the digital natives. It appeals to different learning styles. It develops communication and multimedia skills. It's encouraging, self-motivated and self-directed. It engages students in their own learning process. It provides authentic material. It honors the writing process first. And products can easily be published online. Is it in beta? No. Then I will, Camila, then I will give you the links of everything. And to wrap up a little bit my presentation, my webinar, I would like to show you something that I've been using with my students, that is using what we call nowadays the connection literacy, that I think that this is something really very important. I use iearn.org. They have wonderful online projects. If this is really your first time integrating technology in the classroom, I think that you should really join them. It's the International Education and Resource Network. What they do, this is really the first way I introduced technology was with one of their projects. It was a hero project. I teach language as well, like ICT at school, and my students love this idea of being able to connect with different students from around the world. I did another project that is called Learning Circles, where there were my students connected with 7 different students from all around the world, as you can see. And what I really liked about this project of Learning Circles, that it was not all online, but there was also a moment throughout all this project that was almost 4 months long, that they had to write something to the different students from around the world. So if you really want to start integrating technology, I would suggest you to really start using iearn.org as your first step, because they provide absolutely everything, even the lessons, the lesson plans. They give you a booklet with all the different activities. And now it's time to recap. Let's see if you can remember all the different tools that I gave you today. As you can see, we have 2 different ways of using this recap. You can use it if you have an iPhone and you have downloaded the QR code reader, you can directly scan it. Or if not, we have this different, I created a Wordle with all the different websites that I've shown you today. For example, Ninja Words. Let's see who can tell me in the chat what was the purpose of Ninja Words. Let's see if you remember. What were you able to do with Ninja Words? It's a dictionary. Good. Okay. We were able to look for. Okay, good. We were able to look for more than one word at the same time. Good. Animal. This was a digital storytelling tool. Remember? You can create comics. Yes, the good thing of Anyboom was that you were able to choose what you wanted your students to do. Okay, a comic, a movie, etc. So it's like a very special storytelling tool. Okay, yes. Few message. Yes, remember few message. I think that Camila remembers which one it is. Okay, with few message, what you were able to do. Okay, you can send. Okay, like text messages in the classroom. Okay. Storyboard. How could we use Storyboard? Storytelling, very good. Add out. What did it allow us to do? Take the ads, wonderful. I earn is the last one I just told you. Okay, I earn is okay. Collaboration, to join international projects. Then Lingro, let's see if we remember what was Lingro. Connect with other classes. Thank you, Elizabeth. And Lingro, what was Lingro? It's a dictionary, okay? It's a dictionary, and really it's really a translation website, okay? But you can also use it obviously as a dictionary. Then we've got PPPTS. Do you remember what PPPTS? How could we use this one? This is overload of information or websites for teachers. 3 PowerPoint presentations. Thank you so much. Okay, Elizabeth, Barbara, and Camila. Yes. Then we've got CareProof. Do you remember how were we able to use CareProof? Comics, you search on it. Okay, very good. And then StoryKid. StoryKid, we had to use it with what type of application? It's an app, really. It's an application. Very good. And then staged projects. Okay. Was the purpose of stage projects? So it was exactly, this is a storytelling, but on a stage. Okay, any questions? Any doubts about what I've shown you today? I'm sorry that twice I was kicked off the room. Okay, and here I just leave you my details. Yes. So I have uploaded on my blog the presentation, so you can, okay, you can check all the sites and the slides as well. Bob, for only one computer, you can use, well, the one of the free PowerPoints, you can use it with only one class. And there you have 1,500 free PowerPoints that you can show to all your students. Well, you can use the same website, the PPPTS, all the ones that I've shown you today. My pleasure, Bob. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then if you want to follow my online activities, you can like the R-Call page that I have that I keep uploading new Web 2.0 tools. Yes, Marisa, it's everything on my blog. Okay. I'll add it. Okay, any more questions or doubts about how to use these tools? Thank you, Marisa. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Elizabeth, as well. Please contact me if I have any questions. Now I will automatically upload everything, okay, as soon as I finish, and you'll have all the links. Yes, Camila will upload also the one that you wanted, okay, about the messages, and Marisa, I promise I'll also upload the one of AT&T. Okay, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you really, Shelley, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. You're a sweetheart, and I really hope that you can start integrating some of these tools in your classroom. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.